So what does it take to become a bona fide coach? I'll go through this quickly and I will come back to this if you're interested. It takes some training, right? And there are organizations out there, such as the International Federation of Coaching, who has an exhaustive list of accredited schools that the ICF says, if you graduate from these programs, we will consider you trained. And then you practice. Most schools will require you to go out there and have at least 3 bona fide clients for you to practice finding those clients and practice coaching those clients so that they can be sure that you know how to coach. And then you go through a certification process. They, like say the ICF, will test you to see how you actually coach. And then the code of ethics for coaches on ICF is to continue your education. It's not a once and done type of thing. You have to keep up with your skills in service of serving your client. All right. So if you want to know more about this, I can talk with you more about this. I'm giving too much away. Any questions so far? Anything at all that comes to mind? Neil, I'm not sure whether I'm going in the direction that you would like to go. Tell me, what would you like to hear more about?
Well, I know I don't want to become a coach, but as I said, I'm just trying to find out if there are better ways for me to go about my job search. I've had coaches in the past, and I did pick up a lot of good strategies from them. At this point, I think I would like to, I don't think I need a coach at the moment because I don't know. It just seems to be that sometimes hiring coaches one after another seems to be at times throwing good money after bad because they are expensive. And that's important. I mean, I just don't want to spend money just for the heck of it. It has to be something that I feel is a real value that I'm going to get something out of. I've made some poor decisions in the past. And after the program ended or during it, I realized I didn't realize it was going to be like this. So part of it, I needed to do more due diligence.
Okay. Cecilia, would you be okay if I stayed in conversation with Neil for a few more minutes?
Sure.
Yeah. Are you okay with that, Neil? If I can ask you a
Yes.
few minutes. Yeah.
Sure.
So how long have you been in a job search? It sounds really frustrating because it sounds like you're doing a lot of, self, whatever, things to help yourself, and it's not gotten you very far.
I've been doing this since March of last year. About 4 months ago, I did land what I use the term interim job. And the definition for me of an interim job is a job where it helps pay the bills.
Mhm.
And I wanted to start working again because it helps me psychologically. Now, in the past 4 months, unfortunately, I haven't had near the time to look for a job as I had when I wasn't working. So it's one of those catch-22s. And so I've been trying a different strategy where it's a strategy that I've been told to do for about a year. And I finally decided, well, I think it's time to do this strategy where I have a set number of target companies that I want to work for that are in my verticals. And I'm reaching out on LinkedIn to individuals who are doing the same job as I want to do, hoping I could develop a relationship with those people. And eventually, once the relationship is formed, and when there's an opportunity, I could ask them to refer me, or they would contact me to say, "Hey Neil, there's a position that we talked about. Send me your resume. I'd be happy to refer you." So that's the strategy that I'm using now. And I'm not sure how it's going, only because on one hand, I think it's going well, where I'm getting people to connect with me on LinkedIn. On the other hand, these people don't say a word. And I'm approaching the relationship is very slow, not asking for anything, really just trying to get those individuals to talk about themselves in a short note, about their job, trying to find, and I talk business because I know what their verticals are. But that's been frustrating because they've not been talking or writing words. And
Well,
I don't know if it's because, I'm now working full time, and I understand people who work full time don't have a lot of time to spend on LinkedIn. I don't know if it's because it was a cold invite and they accepted that they're not saying anything. I'll send them a couple of notes and they don't say anything. And oh, that stumps me, because I'm going at it where I'm not aggressive at all, not even asking for a conversation. I'm just trying to find some current events in the industry in which they're working, to try to get some feedback from them, to warm them up, to get them to start talking.
is that what the strategy recommends you do? Do like cold call people and introduce them?
That is one of the strategies that was recommended to me. I didn't really do it very much at all until a couple of months ago, where I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I didn't really put much effort into it before, and I thought, well, it's worth a shot doing, since I haven't really put much effort into it. I can't say if it worked or if it didn't work.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so I gave it a shot.
Yeah. So the strategy, and we actually have a career counselor on the screen with us, right? So let me summarize and turn it over to you. Laura, are you still okay staying with us, Cecilia, on this conversation? Okay, another 5 minutes, I promise will go to you, okay? So what I hear so far is that this strategy, which you started a couple of months ago, advice for you to contact people on LinkedIn out of the blue and ask them to connect with you, and that way they can provide you with some kind of connection. Is that encapsulating?
Yeah, it's trying to develop relationships with multiple people at my target companies. And the whole premise of it, okay, great, we're connecting with people at my target companies, hoping these people would be willing to develop relationships.